Story recap here. Today I'm gonna explain a drama, horror, and sci-fi movie called The Untamed. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. A girl named Veronica stands naked inside a dark barn. A tentacle enters between her legs, causing her to moan. The pleasurable moment is disturbed when a woman knocks on the door and tells her to leave. The woman of the house, Marta, whispers to her husband that the creature harmed Veronica. As his wife cleans up, the husband stands on his doorstep, watching Veronica limping into a foggy field with blood on her shirt. She tries to leave on her motorcycle but struggles to do so. Elsewhere, a woman named Alejandra wakes up to her husband Angel, taking her from behind, and later pleasures herself in the shower. As she's about to reach the climax, her son knocks on the door, reporting that his brother, Jacobo, is having an allergic reaction to chocolates. Meanwhile, Veronica gets her wound treated in the hospital, claiming that a dog bit her. The nurse, Fabian, tells her that he'll accompany her in finding the dog, so they can confirm if it has rabies. Back at Alejandra's house, Angel is upset that she didn't hide the chocolates well. Alejandra asks if he could bring Jacobo to the hospital, but he refuses and tells her to take the child to her brother instead. Suddenly, their other son, Ivan, drops his milk on the floor, so Alejandra cleans it up and asks Angel to take him to school instead. However, he refuses again. Left with no choice, Alejandra takes Jacobo to her brother Fabian. Later that evening, Angel goes to a bar with his friends and sees Fabian there. For a brief moment, they gaze into each other's eyes, but Angel's friends grab him for a drink. Unbeknownst to everyone, Angel and Fabian are having an affair, and that night, they secretly copulate. The next day, Veronica wakes up feeling nauseous and vomits next to her bed. Later on, she silently sits in the kitchen, and her lover greets her good morning, but he leaves right after. Veronica goes to the hospital later to get her wound treated. There, she flirts with Fabian, saying she's single. She even asks him if he's with anyone and what his preference is. However, she quickly apologizes for this question and reminds Fabian that she's socially clumsy. Elsewhere, the elderly couple who are keeping the tentacled creature are concerned for Veronica. Marta wants her to stop visiting the barn because she's too confident that the creature won't harm her. Her husband doesn't respond, so his wife takes his hand and leads it to her crotch. However, they get interrupted when Veronica suddenly arrives. Later that night, Veronica pleads to see the creature, but the couple forbids her. The man says it's dangerous, and they have to find someone else to take Veronica's place. Hearing this makes her cry, so Marta asks her if she found anyone else to date, and she brings up Fabian. However, Veronica doesn't respond and leaves shortly after. The next day, Angel texts Fabian during work, saying he wants an intimate time with him again. However, Fabian is too busy to reply because he's hanging out with Veronica. He has also come clean about his preference and mentions the situation with Angel but keeps his identity confidential. Veronica says that she's in a similar situation, and when Fabian asks if she's dating a girl or a boy, she responds that she's not sure. This makes Fabian laugh, and Veronica tells him that he has beautiful eyes. Elsewhere, Alejandra and Angel are attending a birthday party with the kids. Angel asks his wife where Fabian is, and Alejandra suggests that he's probably at work and he'll come with Veronica later. Hearing this, Angel makes hypocritical remarks, saying that Fabian can't possibly have a girlfriend. Meanwhile, Veronica brings Fabian to see the creature. She doesn't accompany him and instructs him to follow the stream until he reaches the barn where the creature dwells. Later that night, Veronica goes dancing with Fabian, Alejandra, and Angel. Angel can only watch in jealousy as the rest enjoy themselves on the dance floor. Later on, he bumps into Fabian in the restroom and forcibly tries to kiss him, much to Fabian's refusal. As the night progresses, Angel gets drunk and stirs up a fight with a man Alejandra is dancing with. Because of this, they're forced to leave the club. As he walks down the street with Alejandra, Angel accuses her of attempting to cheat with a man at the club. When she doesn't respond, he grabs her hair and threatens her, but she pushes him away. The next day at work, Alejandra rants about her husband. However, her workmate tells her to get used to it because she has nowhere to go. Still, Alejandra doesn't care, and in her head, there's more to life than staying with Angel. Meanwhile, Angel visits Fabian at the hospital. There, he uses Alejandra as an alibi, but he actually misses Fabian because he hasn't contacted him for 2 days. Fabian ends their relationship since he doesn't deserve this treatment and leaves. That night, Angel comes home wasted, and he begins to break down in front of Alejandra. The next morning, a man finds Fabian in a muddy pond near the barn, unconscious and unclothed. The authorities arrive and immediately take him to the hospital. Later on, the doctor informs Alejandra Alejandra that Fabian was beaten to a coma and also suffered from carnal aggression. Because of this, Alejandra spends most of her time at the hospital while Angel and his mother, Graciela, tend to the kids at home. One day, Alejandra comes home from the hospital and tells Angel that one of Fabian's co-workers saw him arguing with her brother in the parking lot. However, Angel says he doesn't talk to people like Fabian. The next day, Alejandra goes to her brother's house with Veronica. There, she finds Fabian's phone and discovers aggressive messages from Angel, demanding to get laid. That night, she hesitates to confront her husband about this affair and ends up not saying anything. The following day, the doctor tells Alejandra that Fabian relies on the machines to keep him alive, and they're not sure if he'll ever wake up. The police soon go to Angel's workplace to arrest him. At the police station, Fabian's co-worker testifies that he saw Angel in the parking lot and that he violently pushed Fabian. Alejandra also reads Angel's aggressive messages to her brother. That night, she cries on the couch, and Ivan tries his best to comfort his mother. Suddenly, the doorbell rings, and Veronica arrives. Later, the two women talk over some alcohol, and Alejandra says that she might leave town and stay with her aunt. Then, she talks about how everything is a mess, and with this, Veronica caresses her face and tells her that she's there to help. The following day, Veronica tells Alejandra to visit the elderly couple's barn. As Veronica goes to talk to them, Alejandra stays with the kids in the field, and they have a little picnic. Later on, Alejandra meets the couple, and they talk over a cup of tea. The man happens to be a scientist, and he weirdly examines Alejandra's eyes and mouth. Then, the man leaves, and Marta apologizes for her husband's uncanny procedures. Later on, the couple tells Alejandra about the creature that hit the earth and left a small crater. Ever since the alien descended from the skies, the animals around the area have begun copulating excessively. They add that the alien represents the primitive side of humans, which is a basic and pure need. Moments later, Alejandra falls weak, and the couple takes her to the barn where the alien is. She reckons that there was something in the tea that made her feel strange. Then, as they pin her down to the mattress, she sees the alien and begins to panic. Just then, Marta informs the alien that Alejandra is ready, and the couple soon leaves. As soon as she's alone, the alien slowly crawls toward her. Its tentacles begin to draw near her lady parts, and she stays still as it does as it pleases. Later that night, Alejandra goes home and immediately embraces Veronica. Veronica asks if she'll return to the barn, and Alejandra nods. Later on, Alejandra asks if the alien hurt Fabian, but Veronica denies it, saying that it can only give pleasure and never hurts anybody. With this, Veronica ponders on her lies and how they may affect Alejandra. To ease her mind, she goes drinking with a bunch of foreigners, but she falls asleep and dreams of her crotch getting soaked. Her friends wake her up, and she goes to the bathroom. Days after, she accompanies Veronica to the barn. While her friend copulates with the alien, she talks with the elderly couple, and they advise her to recover. Later on, the two women go home, and Alejandra expresses that she just had the purest sensation of her life. However, Veronica warns her that it might get tired of her. Hearing this, Alejandra realizes that the alien hurt her brother but tells Veronica that she didn't have to lie because she understands. She expresses that the alien makes her feel so good that it wipes out any resentment or hate in her body. That same night, Veronica packs her things because she's planning to move out of town the next day. A few days after, Alejandra moves out of Angel's house and rents a new place. One day, she picks her kids up from school but discovers that Graciela has already taken them. Furious, Alejandra heads to her house and demands to get her children, but Graciela won't let her. Alejandra knocks on the doors and windows to pressure her. When all else fails, she breaks the window with a rock, successfully retrieving the kids. On their way home, Ivan keeps asking about his father. Alejandra gets annoyed when she discovers that Graciela has told the kids that she had put their father in jail. Graciela also told them that Fabian got punished by God because he likes men. The next day, Alejandra brings the kids to the barn. While Ivan and Jacobo play outside, she pleasures herself, letting the alien explore every inch of her skin. Days after, Alejandra visits Fabian in the hospital and says that she will miss him. She then removes his oxygen tube, killing him. Meanwhile, Angel's parents get him out of jail by selling his house. His father also knows the judge, and this secures his freedom. However, he has fully tarnished the family name, and even made it to the front page of the local newspaper as the man who cheated on his wife with her brother. Because of this, Graciela tells him to leave town and start a life somewhere else. However, Angel remains concerned about his children. That night, Angel eats dinner with his parents and dreads every second of it. Then, he goes to his room and points a gun at his head, wanting to end his misery. However, his father knocks on the door, and when Angel opens it, he immediately gets smacked in the face. His father realizes that the gun is missing, so he immediately embraces his son and weeps. Elsewhere, Veronica meets up with a stranger, and they share an incredibly awkward conversation. However, they do end up getting intimate later that night, but Veronica doesn't enjoy it. The stranger realizes this, so he stops what he's doing and dresses himself. However, Veronica pleads with the man to stay because she might go back to the alien. The next day, Angel breaks into Alejandra's place, surprising her. She tells him that she knows he's not guilty of what happened to Fabian. Angel asks why she didn't inform the police, and she claims that she tried, but they didn't believe her. Angel tells her that he wants his family back. However, she breaks the harsh truth that it's not happening. Because of this, Angel gets enraged and asks who she's been getting intimate with. When Alejandra doesn't respond, he corners her and tells her that they'll leave town with the kids. However, Alejandra doesn't want to leave because, for the first time, she actually feels good about her life. This confirms Angel's speculations that she's with someone else, so he pushes Alejandra to the floor and beats her. He then tries to pull out the gun from his pocket, but accidentally pulls the trigger and shoots himself in the leg. Alejandra quickly attempts to flee, but Angel pleads for help, so she puts him in a truck and drives toward the barn. Nearby, she finds Veronica's motorbike, but she dismisses this and begins to drag Angel into the forest. When he asks why she brought him there, Alejandra responds that it'll be beautiful and he'll be fine. After a long and arduous journey, Alejandra finally arrives at the barn. However, the couple isn't there. Instead, Alejandra gets horrified upon finding Veronica's naked corpse while the alien is on the ceiling. Still, she later drags Angel inside the barn and leaves him there. As he lies on the dirty mattress, the alien lowers itself towards Angel, and he freezes in fear. Later on, the man from the barn helps Alejandra get rid of Veronica's and Angel's bodies. He says he had to bring his wife to the hospital because of a broken rib and a black eye, which the alien probably caused. They finally get to a pit, and they dump the bodies there. As she looks down, Alejandra notices that the bodies have piled up. That afternoon, Alejandra picks up her kids. As she hugs them tightly, Jacobo asks why her blouse is stained.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.